meeting. Okay, let's see
We
what
good?
happens. Sorry.
Stop apologizing, bro.
Okay, I'm figuring this out. I think we got it, ladies and gentlemen.
Recording in progress.
We
The
might be.
meeting is
I
this
think we
meeting is
might. Are
being
we
live
recording?
streamed.
Oh,
Are we? Because it says this meeting is being live streamed.
it does say. Is it okay?
Cool. Wait, let me check back on our channel on YouTube. Let's see. Uh, basic nerd experience. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
It's a different live stream.
It is a
Oh,
different live stream.
oh,
Yeah,
wait.
you're streaming to Shamrock Johnson's Zoom meeting instead of Batman Arkham game series.
That's right. Everybody can watch us from uh, Shamrock Johnson instead of the actual B&E. So wrong one, ladies and gentlemen. Should we just keep? I don't know if we should keep going as Shamrock or let me. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell, it's been a while since we've done this. We keep saying this after hiatus, so we're gonna keep talking here while this goes on. But it's
Yeah,
been
it's been a while. It's been a
been a
while.
while, but it's fun to have everybody here to catch up and to say hello, everybody. This is
Yeah,
your host
long
with the
time no
most.
see.
Uh, did you say? I'm sorry.
I
What
said
did you
long time
say?
no see.
One more time. What?
Long time no see.
Continue. Oh, you're done. Okay.
I said long time no see.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just saying I miss you, guy. God damn it.
Well, we miss you too, my boy. We finally, as you can tell, like a lot of people are like, "What? It looks like these guys haven't done this in a while," and it shows. It definitely
Well,
shows.
yeah, of course it does.
But
But
as to prove that we're almost done with our to avoid us from our technical difficulties, are we from your end, Andres? Have you looked to see if I changed the name from to Batman? Like,
yes, it says Batman Arkham Legacy now.
all right, cool, all righty. I put something down there for Batman. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're
Wait,
ready.
wait. I gotta post it.
Oh, we got to post this. That's right. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's true.
I
That's
just
true.
would you like to lead the way of what we're supposed to do?
Sure, sure. So, this is wait. You see, I haven't done this in a while. You see what I mean? Yeah, now we're good to go. Okay, we're going live right now on the Basic Nerd Experience, talking about the legacy of the Batman Arkham series, starting with Batman Arkham Origins. If y'all are down to watch it with us, go for it. We'll be right here just discussing it. Yeah. Anything you got to say, my boy?
And if you're not down, too bad. Watch it.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link
You're gonna link this?
our
All right, cool.
live stream to that story so that people can get to us directly.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. After us, after 20 minutes of this, we'll finally be able to talk about the Batman Arkham games.
Let's see. Come join us for Batman Arkham's Arkham. What do you want to call it?
I just said Arkham Legacy. I just thought of something.
For Batman Arkham Legacy discussion.
Sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lame sequel to the Batman Arkham game. Arkham
It,
Legacy.
it does, but it's not like we're framing it as, oh, it's going to be a new game or something like that.
Yeah. Lately, people are like pushing it, like Rocksteady's making new Batman games, so there's absolutely going to be an Arkham game. I'm like, okay, it just said it's gonna make a new Batman game. It can mean anything.
As long as it's not anything like kill the Justice League, Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League.
Oh, I haven't
Please.
played that game. Have you played it?
I've seen gameplay of it. I've seen the story of it. Oh man, it's rough. It is rough. It's not the worst thing ever, like not even close, but it's not even a Batman Arkham Asylum or Origins. It doesn't even come close to that level of quality. It's not good. It's just not.
Well, I'd like to ask more, but we should let's get back to the Arkham games if we can.
That's true. I posted the story already. It's live.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. What's that?
That was Ariana Grande rain on me, bro.
Oh, well, thank you. Next.
Well, with that being said, you want to start the discussion?
Yes. So you kind of brought this up to me off camera. So why did you want to talk about this game?
So lately with Batman in general, I've been rewatching a lot of Batman media. I started off with Batman the Animated Series from the 90s, the classic one with Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Arlene Sorkin, the classics with the writing team of Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. These guys are the OG, the legit latest in, like not latest, but they're one of the greats, one of the goats, the dream team. And I've been following through that with uh, the new Batman adventures and Batman and Robin. Let's see, like continuing through the DCAU, which officially it starts with Batman the Animated Series.
Right.
Right. And I've recently been picking back up Batman Arkham Origins. And from there, I feel like something kind of clicked with me where, okay, there's so much lore that when I first played it back in 2014, 2015, around there, and even back in 2017, 2018, like there's so much lore that I completely skipped because I was just focused on the main storyline. I had no idea that Arkham Origins is deeper the more you dig into it. Like look, people were complaining so much about Arkham Origins and its first day out on the streets, like out in the public for the people to play. It had a disastrous launch. Like back in 2013, there were bugs, there were glitches, everything of the sort. It's kind of like nowadays where games are only half finished nowadays when they launch at release. Think about it like that, but back in 2013, and
Mm.
everybody started flipping out. Like people like Angry Joe, people like ordinary gamers and stuff.
Was as bad as like
Everybody,
Cyberpunk 2077?
yes, exactly. Think of Cyberpunk 2077, just like that, just like chicken. But in 2013, it was like it was more unacceptable now. It was more acceptable back then than it was now. And that's because back then you expected games to work the way that they needed to work. You came like it came out, you played it, it was a good experience. That's right, that's good. But nowadays you have to wait a couple of weeks just for them to patch through improvements to the game that hasn't been finished yet. It's weird. And and that's another reason why I wanted to talk about this more. It's because given the current climate of games and how, you have games like Fast and Furious Crossroads, you got Saints Row, the remake, you got Cyberpunk 2077, you got Anthem, you got Fallout 76. All these games that at launch were completely shit at release, absolutely buggy. Everybody was complaining. You could see servers everywhere. They were just looping you out of the experience. I'm just here to tell you right now, Batman Arkham Origins was one of the OGs right now. Yeah, exactly. And because I was looking at Batman lore, and because of the current state of games, I wanted to talk to you about this and just look back at the legacy that Rocksteady Studios left behind in the form of the Arkham quadrilogy, let's call it, the Arkham legacy that they've left behind.
And technically, WB Montreal did Origins too.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Rocksteady needed some time between City and Night to get it perfect. And so WB Games Montreal, they asked, why don't we take it over for you? Let's make a prequel game. And so the developer, so Rocksteady gave WB Games Montreal the code to Arkham City. Here's our code. Do what you want with it on one condition. You make the best Batman game that you can. That's it. And lo and behold, in my humbling, bumbling opinion, Arkham Origins is one of the top, if you ask me. It stands 10 toes down against any of the three. I think it's even better than Arkham Asylum in a way. It might be a bit of a hot take, but I find myself enjoying it just a little bit more, if not for like for the combat and because of
Right.
how addicting it is. You know what I mean?
It also feels like the more Batman Arkham games you play, the more I think you can tell that the developers and I think even the writers had time and a formula set by that point. There's three Arkham games, and I don't know how. Obviously two different studios, obviously two different teams, but like you said, here's the same code. I'm assuming here's the same blueprint of the game because obviously the way you're roaming around in the games and the way the story goes around, it's obviously very similar. But obviously, like different actors and different, I think a different design team to kind of go through everything. It definitely feels like an Arkham prequel, obviously, but
Mhm.
it's something that I feel like even though it doesn't really count as the main three, I feel like well, I don't want to spoil it till our top four rankings, but our top four, it's only four, but there's no five games.
Arkham Shadow, the VR game that came out last year.
Did you play it?
It's technically a sequel to Batman Arkham Origins. I haven't played it yet, but I got a little bit of the story, a little bit, and it is very interesting to me.
What is
Like
the
if I
story?
so the story centers around 6 months after Arkham Origins, right? Batman and Alfred are treating each other how you would expect them to treat each other. Because you remember back in Arkham Origins, right? Where in Arkham Origins, this is year two Batman. The man is still making mistakes. When he chokes out loose lips like this, like, where's the penguin, right? He chokes him. He's got a bit of a choke fetish in this game, but
I know.
he's got him by the neck, right? And then he keeps him up there for way too long. Loose lips starts fainting. He passes out. And Batman's like, damn. He messed up, but he messed up in a kind of badass way. It's just like he got it. He had all the ingredients, but he just forgot that he needed oxygen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a much more brutal Batman, a much more off the cuff, rough type of Batman, you know? But by the end of Arkham Origins, Batman, how I see it is that Batman learns that it's not enough to be vengeance. You know, this is where the priority doesn't become, hey, I'm a guy, I'm the Batman, I can do this, I can do this by myself. He accepts help from James Gordon,
Right.
the police commissioner at the time, and Alfred. Like he comes to accept them as teammates. However, I don't think his character arc in Origins is that, oh, what does it mean to be a hero versus what it means to be vengeance? I don't think that comes through. But in Arkham Shadow, I think that's where it starts to come through. And um, in Arkham Shadow, you get to see Batman and Alfred treating each other with respect. Alfred is very useful in this game. He's giving him information, profile data on potential thugs, because the main villain here is the Rat King. He's a bit of a crime lord who's starting off. He has what's called the rats in infiltrated in the GCPD, in Blackgate prison, everywhere. And Batman, Harvey Dent, and James Gordon are trying to find him. And they have leads, but they have no concrete evidence. So the main thing that happens here is that Batman has to go incognito. Like he is a detective, right? And he has to go inside Blackgate prison disguised as someone called Fa- Mar Mar Maroni, I believe.
Marconi?
Marcone, something like that. But he's not related to the Falcones or the Maronis. He's his own guy, his own mafioso, right? So Batman goes in disguise as this guy called Marconi, let's call him, right? He has to infiltrate Blackgate to see if he can dig up information from all these villains that he locked up in Arkham Origins to see if he can find anything regarding the Rat King. And the mystery just becomes more interesting the more you dig in because you get to see some of these old faces, you know? You get to see Dr. Jonathan Crane before he becomes the Scarecrow. And you get to see Harleen Quinzel when she's right at that line between like passing the threshold between, okay, PhD in psychology to raving hot maniacal lunatic. I'm gonna put up her poster somewhere in my bed. But point is, point is, Harleen Quinzel, Dr. Jonathan Crane, and even references to Dr. Hugo Strange, which in the lore for the Arkham Dr. Stephen Strange, what the hell? Dr. Hugo Strange is the lead clinical psychologist at Blackgate, and Dr. Harleen Quinzel at the time works under him, and Dr. Jonathan Crane is in charge of the rehabilitation of Blackgate Prison, works with Harleen Quinzel. You see what I mean? So it's
Oh,
cool
so
to see
that
the
kind of leads into Asylum. Okay, gotcha. Right.
exactly,
Then
exactly.
City 2 is Strange, right?
But keep in mind, Arkham Shadow takes place, I think, around 6 years before Arkham Asylum.
Before,
Before, yeah, Arkham Shadow takes place before Arkham Asylum.
gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, this is a direct sequel to Batman Arkham Origins. So Batman is still rough around the edges. The people that we know as villains in Arkham Asylum, for example, they're not quite villains yet, though you get to see the transition and how it happens. That's what makes this game a little bit more interesting, especially with Harvey Dent, who you all know, spoiler alert in case you live under a rock, is Two-Face. Two-Face, one of the most interesting and most personal villains in Batman's Rogues Gallery.
And some of the best lines in Arkham City too.
Heads or tails, kitty cat.
Two guns, bitch. Yeah, sorry.
He's just got another gun shoved up his bum like the two guns,
I
bitch.
don't know where did that come from too. Where did that?
But yeah, my man, you told me that you yourself have gotten back into the Batman lore, especially the Arkham legacy yourself. What made you want to pick it back up?
I think well, first I just kind of got like I haven't played a campaign, like a game campaign in a while. It's been nice to kind of just it'd be nice to kind of just go. I don't know. It sounds weird, but it's like you ever just like kind of brain rot with like random sports games or games that like are kind of like meaningless, have no story. Be like, all right, you know what? Or if you don't watch it, I don't know. This is random, but it's like you're gonna get bored and you don't watch a show for a while, or you kind of just are rambling and you're on like, all right, I'm watching random YouTube clips until like I find the next thing to get fixed on. I just was
Hmm.
let me play Arkham Knight again. It's been a while since I played. It's been like 10 years since it came out. Like let me
Yeah,
play it and go from
10,
there.
10 years and it looks fantastic compared to other games now, dude.
Oh, it really just goes to show it might have been ahead of its time.
Agreed.
And
Agreed. Why do you think so?
people I think crap on Arkham Knight a lot more than it should. And then I watched I forgot a YouTuber's names, but he said like, well, I feel like Arkham Knight is can be made an argument of what a Batman game should have. It has the
Mm,
Batmobile.
mm,
It has many ways where you can honor the character with different costumes, different Batmobiles, even the different levels. Like I'm right now like trying to, my goal is, also this game I feel is the best way I feel like I can beat a 100%. Like I can 100% this game, even with the one a million Riddler challenges I have to fight, which yeah, yeah, you know
You
it.
gotta, you gotta, God bless that Edward Nigma, dude.
That dude is a weirdo. My favorite. Okay, here's my thing. You finally this whole you play a lot of boss battles against Batman. Even when you beat the main story of the game, there's still plenty of bad guys you have to go catch and round up and put them into GPD headquarters, which make it all
That's
better
true.
and the same. And then before you have Alfred initiate Nightfall Protocol before you sound like a badass. I don't sound like a badass, but he does.
Yeah.
Um, even when you don't have it all down, like you can try to end the story for the most part, but even then, you still have more story and expansions to left over. Like the DLC is fantastic. Like there's more characters, even though it's not part of the main story.
The
There's still
Season
like
of Infamy DLC, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they do a lot of I think part of it is like the amount of care and like Easter eggs and the amount of like love and care that's attached to this is even better. Hell, I'm about to start the Mr. Freeze expansion level, and that's not
Ooh.
even a part of the main story. Meanwhile, there's like the same guy who voiced it is a part of it. There's still like additional lines they recorded, and that's not even a main part of the game. That's just an expansion. There's also
Yeah.
like the different audio clips of like Scarecrow interviewing Mr. Freeze, or there's also like even all the games of like them interviewing stuff, like extra spiel or extra info for the fan, not for everybody, of course, because not everybody's gonna be able to listen to this if they
Mm.
buy the game. But it's more for the fans that are dedicated to this, and they made this for the fans. And I feel like Arkham Knight is one made for the fans, and I feel like there's still a lot of Joker in this game, and he's not in this game at all.
Yeah.
He's
Spoiler alert, he's in the
dead.
game. Yeah. It took you 10 years, but yeah.
Shut up. But it took me
I'm
10 years
saying,
to
I'm
realize.
saying people have had 10 years to experience that, so it shouldn't be much of a spoiler
Oh, I
that the
thought you meant.
Joker's in this
Oh,
game.
I thought you meant you had 10 years to figure this out, Elliot. No, I'm sorry.
I wasn't coming after you. Jeez.
Well, I feel it coming. I'm sorry.
You're good, bro. You're good. You're good.
Sorry. You make me laugh on this. But
Thank you. I know it's
okay.
special.
But to continue with this, the Batmobile is, I think, a great way to, you have to, sorry, Batmobile. There are different ways I feel like this game is a great Batman game. You have the Batmobile, you have like, people can make the argument that it's used it too much. I wouldn't really make that argument for the Deathstroke portion of the game.
Oh my God, yeah. I got my own opinions about the Deathstroke boss fight, but continue. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, I'm kind of curious, like, because I feel like it's like part of the game is I do like it because sometimes it's like, all right, if you're sick of beating up bad guys, you can go in the car and do that. If you're sick of doing it, you can fly and take down drones around the sky. If you're
Hmm.
sick of that, you can go to Edward Nigma and solve Riddler's challenges. And when you think it's done, he's like, "Oh no! If you want to defeat me, I'm going to be imprisoned in my own building downstairs in the basement. I'm not going to come out."
Yeah, he's not even in the room. He's in the basement. He has this whole platform with this big ass robot, right? And he's just like, solve all my riddles, Batman. Then I'll give you the honor of taking me on. I'm just like, oh, you're such a sweet little spring boy, Edward.
I
You
know you're
really
just a little pretentious little brat. Like
little
oh,
ball of
only
joy, bro.
I
Seriously.
I can only after all. But it's like, dude, you're in jail. You have your own jail. Like you're like, all right, I'm gonna go take care of other people. Then I'll take care of you later.
That's the point too. Like Catwoman is no longer in trouble, right? You save her from Edward's trap because you unlock all the keys for her little BDSM collar that she has here. Like if it goes off, her head explodes. So as soon as you unlock all like 10 locks of this key, Catwoman takes it off, right? And then okay, you're good. So and Riddler goes in and like you said, he says, "Solve all my riddles, Batman, and then I'll fight you." There's no reason to go back to him. Like the danger is over. If you're gonna stay down in that basement until I find it, I might as well let you rot in there and not find anything at all. There's bigger shit going on, like Scarecrow dropping a big ass fear bomb on Gotham City and
I
stuff. Like, know your priorities, Batman. Yeah.
And can we talk about the just the best writing of like Batman villains ever? Like Poison Ivy, I think this is the best
Oh,
iteration of Poison Ivy to
yeah.
sacrifice herself to
Mhm.
save the city and everything. And at first she was kind of like a jerk, and all of a sudden like goes, all right, she gets bumped into it. Yeah.
Let's go into that a little bit. Like when we first played Arkham Asylum, what was your impression of Poison Ivy? Because that was pretty much the first big boy impression that I've had of her. Like she looked good, but like she's a villain through and through.
Asylum was more of like, hey, let's make a Batman game. Let's just make a Batman game with all the villains. It
Hmm.
really feels like a traditional Batman game when you think about it.
Yeah,
It's like finally the best Batman game. But then as the games went on, it was more about let's build an Arkham storyline. Let's build a storyline based on these characters.
mm,
So I feel like at the end, it became more gray area characters. Like these, you think, oh, they're the villains, so they work with each other. Not really as the stories go on more, especially with Poison Ivy, because she's more of like, I just protect the plants, I'm by myself. And maybe
yeah,
she'll like go and work coincide with some other people, just whatever. best interest going from there.
Yeah.
Still is against like I remember there's a level in Arkham City where she goes against Catwoman, but that's because like I forgot the reason why. It was something small or
I,
something.
it was so petty. Now, I mean, maybe to Poison Ivy it wasn't, but to Catwoman and the rest of us, it was so unimportant because what happens is that in Arkham City, while Batman is in the steel mill getting beat up by Harley Quinn and by Joker, Catwoman takes the opportunity and asks Ivy for help to infiltrate Dr. Stephen Strange. What am I? Dr. Strange? Dr. Hugo Strange's vault full of the stuff that full of her belongings and with a couple of bucks in money, right? But in order to penetrate that big wall, she needs some muscle. And Poison Ivy, with her oversized plants that can rip through steel like it's nothing, she finds her, but Poison Ivy isn't willing to help because apparently there was a situation where Catwoman smashed and killed all her plants in a situation where she promised she wouldn't hurt them.
Well, it makes sense because it's like you invested it. If you kill the thing that she cares about the most, then I guess that makes sense. So it's kind of like I don't know. I don't know if it was petty or not, but it kind of like you know what I mean. Like the build like that's just a side part of that's a side plot. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And sorry, I'm rambling. I don't know what I'm talking about. But basically, I'm talking about the right. Sorry, I'm just. What am I saying, August? I'm sorry. I think I have a stroke. I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
No,
You chew it over with five gum?
I'm sorry. I'm like rambling. What were we what we were trying to talk about with Arkham?
So, so let's ramble. Let's go back to Arkham Knight because you mentioned that at first Poison Ivy was a was a straight up villain through and through.
Right.
Bad girl in the worst possible way. And you mentioned that through the course of the games, the villains no longer work with each other. In fact, in Arkham City, there's a turf war between Joker and Penguin, and Two-Face is caught in the middle of this because, hell, Hugo Strange just put all these villains in their own personal playground. And so
Right.
Hugo Strange gave Penguin the opportunity to vacate the area, but Penguin, being prideful and having a Napoleon complex, right? He's just like, no way, I'm not gonna do that. Of course, he's not gonna do that because he paid for it. He established it ever since planning it in Arkham Origins. They're like their schematics during the Deadpool, the Deathstroke boss before the Deathstroke boss fight that says that he has plans to procure a property which would later on become the Iceberg Lounge, which is the museum where he's at in Arkham City.
No, I think also like it showed about how no,
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say. No,
But going back to Arkham Knight, because this is the one that's the most fresh in your mind, the one that you've
right.
played the most, right? That you've played the most recently. Tell me something. You mentioned that Arkham Knight is overhated. Like there's a whole bunch of hate for the game that's unwarranted. In what area do you feel the most strongly about when it comes to that? Because I think the same thing too, but I just don't know in what aspect you're talking about.
Aspect to what about Arkham Knight?
Aspects when it comes to the gameplay, when it comes to the story, when it comes to the writing of the characters, the villains, the
Oh,
heroes, how certain ties from City go through Night and how those stories continue. Like what do you think is overhated in that sense?
overhating it. I think they complain too much about the Batmobile because they're like, oh, they overuse the Batmobile. I'm sorry. Gotham, it takes a long time to get around.
Yeah.
Driving a car helps. So,
Yeah.
what's the
I
problem?
mean, you could like there are certain moments where you have to use the Batmobile to progress through, but like that's more often than not, you're not even using the Batmobile. In fact, you're actually suicide diving off of
Right.
buildings and then pitching back up, gliding like a bat out of hell, which is still the most fun way to traverse through the city. And here's something that I don't think like I don't know if you noticed, but in Arkham City and in Arkham Origins, there's something called the grapnel boost. Do you remember that?
Oh
When
yes,
you're exactly. So when you're traversing through the city and you're lowering in elevation, right? There's a chance where you could use the bat claw to project yourself and shoot yourself back up for more elevation. In City and Origins, that's one of my complaints. That's what I think. It was a great idea for the time, absolutely, but the execution was a little bit wonky in the sense that when you needed more elevation, okay, sure, pitch back up, do it, do it, do it. And you have to double press the X or the A if you're an Xbox player. And then it shoots you up. And as soon as you reach the edge, right, you're just like, you shoot back up. But in Origins and City, you only shoot back up to a certain point, and it doesn't follow through with the momentum that you've built up with the Bat Claw. So it kind of stagnates your speed a little bit. That's what I've thought. And this is coming from a guy who's recently played City in his PS4 and Origins in his PC. And I noticed that the movement becomes kind of stilted because you don't feel as fast as you should.
right.
In Night, that completely changes. It like I think Night is my most favorite game when it comes to the traversal. My God, with the Batmobile, I like the Batmobile. I don't know, like I love ramming through, ramming villains. It's just like, oh God, it's the freaking Bat. We gotta get out of here. You know, it's just like I think we lost him, and then you're just like, nah, wrong, and then you can just hit
He's
check
still
them.
following us.
Oh, no, no. And then they get out of their car and they think they have a chance. They stand their ground and they start trying to beat you, right? But you just kick the crap out of them. It's nothing.
And can we
But
talk about the thugs dialogue in these games too? Like after the spoiler
alert, these are
alert,
my girls.
spoiler alert. When Bruce Wayne is Batman to the world, it's exposed,
Mhm.
and the dialogue with the burglars where it's like, "Yeah, I don't care about him. I can still beat him up. He's just a billionaire. He's just a man." And it's like, okay, it kind of still shows that people still would act the same way after big news like that. Like the
Yeah.
whole time with Batman holding a secret. Like also my favorite is Edward Nygma going, "No, I refuse to believe it. You're not Bruce Wayne." Meanwhile, literally Batman's helmet came off. He's like, "No, you're not Bruce Wayne."
Yeah, exactly. He's in such denial of it all, dude.
It's just such denial. And my favorite also with my favorite for the burglars is like, so Bruce Wayne is Batman. So who's the Joker?
You know, there's actually a response to that in one of the DLCs for Arkham Knight. Do you remember A Matter of Family?
Oh,
Where
is
you
that with Mad Hatter?
No, no, no. It's the one with Bat when you play as
Oh,
Batgirl and
Batgirl.
Robin. Yeah, you play it as a little prequel to Arkham Asylum. And so one of the dialogues of the thugs, which by the way, they're just as funny and kind of self-aware as ever. There's a dialogue that happens when you're in the carnival where it takes place, and the one of the thugs is just like, I got a tip on about Batman's secret identity. And then everyone's just like, okay, keep talking. And then he's just like, I know who Batman is. Okay, who is it? It's the Joker. Batman is Joker and Joker is Batman. And then everyone's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Come on. That's ridiculous, bro. I've never heard that before, and I thought that was funny as hell.
But definitely the care in the writing too, like stuff for that. Like it's just very. This game is well engineered and well written, and it is the perfect blend of it's. Okay, it's gonna sound really stupid, but like it's the perfect video game of like implementing both. Like I don't know, like there's rarely any glitches, rarely any like any bad code being ran, like there's any system errors or software issues, and the storyline is not that difficult either. There's some okay. The biggest flaw, in my opinion, is all of a sudden Jason Todd comes back to the Arkham game. That it's a big one, but it's kind of like
Todd.
now all of a sudden we're gonna oh Jason Todd is left with the Joker. He's getting beaten for a year. I didn't see you guys. Dick Grayson and was and Tim Drake is in it, but like
Hmm,
we're finally given all the Robin stuff as well because there's three Robins in this game:
there's three. Yes.
Tim Drake, Dick Grayson, and Jason Todd.
Hell yeah.
So it's Robin, Nightwing, and Red.
I
And
thought you were gonna say Robin, Robin, and Robin.
Yo, but no, I was trying to say Red. I got confused with Red Robin and Red Hood. I'm sorry, but yeah, no, we got those three,
Yeah.
and Batgirl, Oracle.
Batgirl. Yeah, of course.
So we have a lot of the Bat family in this movie. In this game. So this
It,
game kind of feels more like a final blessing of not blessing, but it's a final goodbye to Batman games because in the Batmobile you have this, you have all the villains, new and old, basically. Even again like Mr. Freeze or other villains that are like Mad Hatter or another main story, Ra's al Ghul. There's that
Rachel Gould.
great. There's like it's a lot of great expansion, and they do a lot of great job with like um giving fans what they want. Even the story's over, there's still a lot to play,
Hmm.
and it
And I
takes you a long time to
oh, go
fully
for it.
beat the game. So you definitely get your
It
money's
does.
worth.
It's full of content. It's full of lore. It's full of incredible stuff. The Arkham. Okay, so given that I've talked about Arkham Origins' disastrous launch, I got to talk about Arkham Knight's launch too, because um back then you and I were console gamers. Like we were on the PS4, on the Xbox One, and for us it went by relatively smooth. There was
Yeah.
rarely any frame rate, there were no bugs to that I know of unless you were trying to like outwardly break the game. But in the PC like there was another aspect to it when the PC launched. There were bugs galore, glitches, like the frame rate dropped to a pathetic 30 frames per second, which is like saying that I can count every frame on Batman's face and that's it. Like I'm not saying every line of detail on his face. I'm talking every pixel that I can find
Right.
because it looks like dog shit. It really does. And so um like it caused such a controversy that Steam, the platform where you usually buy these PC games, right? Steam actually took it out of their library for purchase, which is by my understanding, I think it was the first time that had ever happened to a major AAA game. Like it was so bad that they had to retrieve it. Like okay, we gotta fix that shit. And then I think around 3 or 4 weeks later, it was redistributed again, and it worked even better. But by then, the damage had already been done. Everything had been documented, and the Arkham Knight PC launch was known as one of the worst disasters of that era.
Mm.
Interesting what you like on the PC side, like yeah. So I don't blame a lot of people when they say that, oh yeah, I played it at launch, I played it in the first 2 weeks. It was garbage, man. Yeah. Ran like crap. The graphics were like they weren't bad or anything, but the frame rate dipped. Everybody was like walking like looking like Usher in that music video, like a robot and stuff. Yeah. Like I don't blame them. They must have had a terrible experience. But nowadays, you can play the game in a smooth 60 frames per second, and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Looks incredible, incredible.
The city though has
Yeah.
probably the best story.
You think so, huh?
Well, what do you think?
Oh, wait, wait, wait. No, no, no. I want to hear you first. I want to hear
Okay.
you first. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you my opinion straight up. I want to hear your justification.
Because I feel like, well, these games are very expansive, and I can understand when people say, "All right, it's too long. It needs to end," which I do understand. Arkham Knight does a better job of knowing what kind of game it is, but also saying, "Hey, if you want to take a break or do something else, go do that." Arkham City, I think, obviously was also a fantastic open world game. I think it was the game that because I think if we look at people look at when they look at movies or games or books, they look at the decades of what was good about it, of what pushed boundaries with it.
Mm.
City was the game that I think when you think of open world games, this is like top three.
Oh, I see you. I see you. But you told me that City had the best story,
And
right?
I think it does a good job of blending both,
Oh.
where it makes sense to go different parts of the city. And while you're next to each other, oh, I got to go defeat this. Oh, I got to go beat up the Riddler. Or I got to go beat up this person. I got to go deliver. I got to get gas from Shell's gas station right by. No, I'm just kidding. But I got to go run some errands or whatever.
I
But I
thought it
feel
said
like
Texaco, not Mexico. What the hell?
I
Never
know
mind.
where the hell am I? Right. But I feel like moments like when the Mr. Freeze battle, that boss fat, oh my
Oh
goodness.
my God,
When
dude.
when it really tests
Yes.
you to like go all over the place, like all right, you have to you can't kill him obviously because Batman can't kill, but meanwhile he'll like headbutt a guy and like it'll sound like his neck got snapped at the same
Yeah.
time, but he
Oh,
somehow survives.
bro, the sound design in Arkham City is one of the best I've ever like the it was like it's like a thunderbolt. Seriously,
Yeah,
it like you feel every hit that Batman is inflicting on anybody he comes across.
I feel like that's a great job. You just go in, what do you do? I make sounds for video games, and you go home. Like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I want that job, but no, with Ken, with Batman.
Yeah, Ken is the Batman. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh man,
Uh,
imagine Ken as Batman.
but continue. I'm sorry.
I know.
I was being
He just
stupid.
throws like Steph Curry batarangs. That's it.
So
But anyways, with Batman and Arkham City, they do a great job of all the characters implementing in the story. Like you go to Arkham City, you go to where Mister Freeze is. You save him because he's out left, dragged out from his ice comet, whatever he puts inside his body that gets inside there. It
isn't that when he's trapped in in the museum where Penguin is
Yeah,
in the iceberg lounge, right?
yeah, where Penguin imprisons him.
That's right. That's right. That's where we get to see him physically for the first time, but without his suit. He's just practically naked in a jumpsuit.
Exactly. And then he's just like, all right, then he saves him. And then later on, like in the game, like Mr. Freeze kind of like says, all right, he makes the antidote, then he goes, all right, you give me your last order and smashes the bottle. And it's like, this is no time for negotiation. And
Oh,
it's kind of like I don't know why he needed to do that, in my opinion.
yeah.
I get
Um,
I get why he needed to move the story along to be like, okay, Batman doesn't have enough for his antidote. There's only two antidotes enough for Joker or the Batman.
hmm.
Mr. Freeze puts in the locker, and Batman or Mr. Freeze has the one for Batman, but now it gets crushed. And later after they fight, it's like, all right, let's get the other one. And then then Harley breaks it out of the safe and goes from there.
Harley swipes it from the both of them.
But to be picky here, um, it made. I mean, I get it moved the story along to get that great boss battle, then to go on a move to go, oh no, Joker has the antidote now, and he's cured because of Clay face, is the Joker
Face,
at this
yeah.
point. So the story does a good job of moving it around, of keeping the story going as
Hmm.
well. But sometimes there's little things like that where it's like, all right, can we come up with a better reason for Mr. Freeze to smash it? I kind of felt like it.
Yeah.
I just did everything. Then I feel Mr. Freeze would be more logical than that. I feel like
Yeah.
Penguin or Joker would be like, oh, kind of like a Darth Vader, where it's like, I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it even further. If they were going to
Exactly.
kind of use that tactic, I feel like Freeze wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? It just
Ag-
felt a bit odd.
Agreed. I've had some time to think about that boss fight because to the people who've played Arkham City, it's known as one of the best boss battles in that series. Like it's a fantastic boss, mostly because of its variety. You don't You can, Oracle is in your ear, and Batman's like, "Get me the telemetry, the telemetry for his suit now. Let's see." Because this harkens back to Arkham Origins as well, because Oracle even tells him, "You remember what happened last time you took him on in a physical fight? You got the crap kicked out of you. You
Yeah,
have
right.
no chance by yourself. That suit is way too powerful for you. You're just a guy. I mean, you are the Batman, but you physically you can't." So
Right.
it's what makes this boss battle so interesting. It's its variety. You don't straight up take him on in a fight. You have to use the environment and what you've been taught in the game so far to actually maneuver Freeze into a position where you can surprise takedown him. Like in the original like standard game, you do it a total of I think 5 or 6 times. In the new game plus, you have to do it around 11 or 12 times. So you
Yeah.
have to be more creative with how you do these takedowns. And there even comes a point where Freeze detects your detective vision and actively interferes with it. So you can't use the detective vision. So that's where you have to keep an eye out for Freeze while you figure out a plan on it and it isn't how to stop him. It's insane. But
Right.
I do agree with your point that that with what was it? With in Arkham
Reese.
City, Mr. Freeze, how he reacts when he has the 2 vials of the cure, he's just like, "You've given me your last order." It's just like, okay, I get that your wife is in danger, but when isn't she in danger in
Yeah,
these
I know.
games? But like,
It's like,
I can
I'm sorry,
understand
this
it.
guy is a bad husband. His
it,
wife is always like it's always like the problem. And he always goes to Batman. It's like, can
it's
you
ins It's insane. Oh, on the chat here, it says Jim is asking what is happening here. Oh, so for anybody who's came in, right now we're talking about Arkham City and how it fits into the bigger Batman Arkham legacy. And now we're talking about the Mr. Freeze boss fight. And going back to that boss fight, and going back to Origins, there's a DLC in Batman Arkham Origins called Cold Cold Heart. And in this, it basically retells the the story of the first time that Batman meets Mr. Freeze, which is from the animated series from the 90s.
right, right,
Exactly. And I think that is a better setup for a fight than how City did it, because City seemed a little bit contrived based on what you said, my man. But in Origins, they just know they've just gotten to know each other. There's a whole bunch of lore behind it. We can get into it a little bit later. But the setup for the fight in Origins is much better set up than in City, in my
right.
opinion.
I think so too. And we'll probably have a bit more, a little bit of a discussion left here because I unfortunately have to leave earlier than expected at 5 o'clock here. But we will continue. We'll wrap up our points shortly here. But Arkham City, I feel, is kind of the fact that like you kind of have Bruce Wayne captured for the first time, and you see
Yeah,
Bruce
yeah.
Wayne getting captured, and you kind of use him to get beat up out of jail. They take him out, they drag him out. He gets the entire basically, with Jack Ryder, the journalist, gets taken away. Then he gets beaten by an angry mob, and with like basically this big thing outside, and he gets beaten down to a pulp. And then he escapes by going get dragged into a corner by Cobblepot,
Yeah.
and he escapes. And they're like, "Rip him! I want him out of his memory right now." He just gets so angry because he can't believe that Bruce Wayne knows how to punch or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Like he even puts on the brass knuckles. It's good old fashioned revenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And then like you see that his eye is like, "Oh, is it a monocle?" No, it's just the bottom of like
It's
a Cora's light or whatever. That's his monocle, like or whatever. Anyways, it's just I always noticed that. But anyways, I'm gonna keep saying anyways.
Anyways, okay,
Moving
Brandon.
on.
Moving on.
No, but you just get it feels like a classic Batman adventure already. Also, Catwoman feels like a big part of the story. Even were moments where it didn't really matter, it felt like it carried the story, and it felt like I feel like we didn't need it, but it also adds color to the story of who
Hmm.
also affects in Arkham City too, because she's also a criminal too.
Right, but in this game, she's more on that gray end.
It's like the anti-hero. Yeah, the gray area.
Yeah.
Um,
And if I could intervene for a second,
sure.
Catwoman in Arkham City is like hit her art like Batman's arch nemesis. He has to deal mainly with the Joker, with Hugo Strange, and with the Penguin. But Catwoman is more focused on Two-Face than anyone else.
Right.
Hmm. And like I love the fact that that gets integrated into the beginning of the story. We get to see Two-Face at the beginning of the story. And we have to meet them at the Solomon Wayne courthouse, which interesting lore for you guys. Solomon Wayne is an ancestor of Bruce Wayne, so yeah, that's the thing. Hell yeah. So when you get into the courthouse, Catwoman is strung up over a vat of acid with a bunch of Two-Face's goons, and Two-Face is inside the junction box, ready to how do you say to pass judgment. He's just like, the only way to get by in this place is to get ourselves some respect. And then Two-Face comes in and says, Fear.
Yeah.
That's how we get respect. Show them all how we do things. I love and can we give it up for Troy Baker who voices Two-Face, bro. Like the fact that we're able to distinguish between Two-Face and Harvey is a major like tribute to the character. It proves to me that not only does Rocksteady care about this character, but Troy Baker also does. He understands that they're not the same person. There is an interesting dichotomy with Two-Face, even in the performance.
He's also just. I think he's also Jason Todd in Arkham Knight,
Yes, yes, he is. He's also Jason Todd.
and he's also Penguin.
No, that's Nolan North who voices
Oh, that's
Nathan Drake.
right.
Which, by the way, all these guys have versatile voices. Like seriously, top notch, incredible.
You know, some of the best actors and writer. I think he got the industry's best here. When you talk about just every department, the art department, the programming department, the HR department, I think they
Yeah,
got all
this
down here.
HR. Oh, are you feeling okay? Face off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, I know I keep rambling on about this, but the sound design
I
of these
know, yeah.
games, incredible stuff. Like, oh my God, everything is on point. The graphics mixed in with like even in the moment to moment gameplay, where even if you're gliding around the city, right? You jump off of a building, jump, like
Right.
in Arkham Asylum, it's that noise. It's a right? But then by the time Arkham Knight shows up, you get a much more natural sounding cave. It's like
Yeah, right.
insane. And then when you dive bomb, like you feel the pressure coming in, and then when you dive back up,
Yeah, right.
insane stuff.
Well, that
Like yeah.
I also like how when you get the explosive gel, it's just whipped cream.
Yeah, it is. And he like depends on who uses it. Batman draws the Batman logo, Robin draws the Robin logo.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right. Yeah.
yeah.
We could go on and on with how many stuff that's here, man, but I think we need to kind of wrap it up here.
Agreed, agreed.
How
But
should we
we could
wrap it up?
so like for final point, let's go back to Arkham Knight because it's the end, Let's go back to Arkham Knight because I have this game fresh in my mind as well. In Arkham Knight, let's t I want to talk about as a final point. I want to talk about the reveal of Jason Todd because I have a feeling that it could have been done much better if they integrated Jason Todd throughout the series.
Yeah.
It would have propped him up to become the Arkham Knight. Like take for example, when we in Arkham Asylum, because it's established in Arkham Shadow and in Arkham Origins VR that Jason Todd around the time of somewhere between Shadow and Asylum, you can hear him scream.
Hmm.
You can see remember in one of those flashbacks in Arkham Knight where you can see Jason in a wheelchair, strapped to a wheelchair with the J on his cheek for
Right.
Joker, right? Where Joker was torturing him. There is a wheelchair that's tipped over in Arkham Asylum right by the penitent like by right by intensive treatment in that section, right? If they would have set it up in a way where you could hear faint screams of Jason Todd throughout the asylum. That not only would that have made the game much more creepy, but it would have given you a little bit of what's to come. And in Arkham City, they could have followed that up by maybe, for example, maybe looking up some tapes or Joker teasing Batman about the fact that, oh, you care so much about your little bat rat family, huh? What about that other one that I caught, huh? The one that the one that I sent you a little tape about, huh? What about that?
Oh,
Yeah. In City, it would have been a good continuation of that. And by the time night came through,
yeah.
the breadcrumbs would have already been established for the Arkham Knight to actually be Jason Todd, but like they don't baby you with it because if you've been paying attention, you could see it coming, but it would have made for a more satisfying character arc there. You know what I mean?
Because all of a sudden, again, the Robins are in this game.
Mm, exactly.
The
Robin,
only
Robin,
time I
Robin.
think, the only time that Dick Grayson I think was in Arkham City was maybe DLC, and only one Robin for a little bit, I think, as Tim Drake in another one, but for
Right.
actual seeing the game. But it was barely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dick Grayson was in Arkham Origins multiplayer, and
Right.
he as Robin, and he was in City as Nightwing, and in Night also as Nightwing again. And Tim Drake was in City in Harley Quinn's Revenge. Remember the
Yeah.
one where the thug is just like, "It's Batman's little bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I just like
But yeah.
it's Batman. Sorry.
And the birth of the origins of the Turkey Man, right?
Oh, buddy.
What's up, Turkey Man? Gobble gobble. That was so stupid, but I loved it. I loved it as a kid, and I love it now. It is
Yeah.
so nice. It's awesome.
Well, I hated that. I'm just kidding. But to end it, how should we end it? Should we end it with our favorite game?
I don't think so. Let's save it. Let's save that for another time. Well, for now, I want to hear for a closing statement. I want to hear the part of Arkham Knight that you loved the most regarding the story, because you said that Arkham City had the best story, but let's see the one that you revisited. What's your favorite
Um,
moment in the story?
let's see.
The one where he's dead. Yeah.
I I felt there are moments in the game where I felt like some characters should have just died.
Really? Like which parts? Which parts are you talking about?
I think Oracle should have died.
Like when we thought that she died, when she like blew her spoiler alert, she blew her
Yeah,
brains out in front of a scarecrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt the whole thing was about fear and messing with Batman and kind of going with him, like messing with reality versus actual reality. Or
Mm,
sorry, his he can't tell the difference between reality or
or
illusion.
or illusion, yeah.
So it's like I think it would have hit different to show that, oh, let's go save Oracle this whole time, but at the end she's been dead this whole time.
That would have been tragic.
I know it sounds sad, but
Yeah.
I think it would have hit home more.
Hmm.
And I think it would have been a much deeper, like, wow, he really is trying to prove his point about how this whole time he could have saved Barbara, the fear in his brain
Hmm.
of everything that's going on, and he's got Joker blood in him too at the same time. So
Yeah.
Batman's got a lot going on mentally and physically. Like there's a lot going on. But I just felt like I don't know, maybe it's just a preference for writing, but I think it would have been because all of a sudden it's just I don't know. If it's supposed to be the end and the way that things are supposed to happen, I feel like in real life she would have been killed faster.
I can see that. Yeah, I can absolutely see
Same
that
with
because
Jim
the-
Gordon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or how about if Batman failed to save Oracle and there has to be this arc where Gordon goes out to look for her on his own because he refuses to believe that she's dead, right? She's
Right.
dead, right? But Gordon doesn't want Batman's help, and yeah, and it's understandable. But one of the arcs can be where Batman goes and finds Gordon, helps him helps him out whenever Gordon's trying to take care of business on his own, all million-dollar man style. He silently helps him from the shadows, slowly tries to convince him that Jim, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen, but she chose this, okay?
Right.
She wanted to help out, and this was the only way she knew how, and it could have ended at a climax where they came to an understanding, but there's still a little bit of tension there. So
I
like
also
it doesn't.
I
Oh,
also kind of felt that their closure was a bit rushed too.
mm,
Like it would have been nice, like, let's be honest, Jim punched Batman. Like,
yeah, he did.
so he wasn't particularly happy fighting out either in that way too. So it
Right.
would be nice. They said I'm sorry, but I've been like, dude, like I get it now. I'm sorry. And they did kind of do that, but I kind of feel like, don't worry. We gotta go save Gotham. We gotta go like
Yeah.
continue on.
Yeah. Scarecrow's got Barbara. We gotta do this.
Yeah, right. But I felt that it was I felt City just the story was more concise and it was more like the reveal, a spoiler reveal. The Clayface reveal made sense because you never saw it coming at all.
Dude, there were so many twists in this game. Like Ra's al Ghul being behind Protocol 10, Clayface being the healthy Joker. Dude, Clayface I did not expect. Even though you see Basil Carlo, who's Clayface, Basil Carlo's like poster of his movie right next to the Monarch Theater where the game ends. Like it was there. And Clayface even makes an appearance in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
You remember? It's that
Hmm.
creepy Easter egg where he becomes Warden Sharp for a second, and then he becomes Gordon. When you look away, it's just like you rescued the wrong Warden, and
Right.
we're just like, but then we do detective mode, and you see that this guy doesn't have any bones. What's
Right.
going on? And then you analyze using one of the Riddler things, right? And you realize it's Clayface.
Right.
So he's in this universe, and in City, we get to see him and we get to fight him.
For the role of a lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a good cheesy action line that's fun. It makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the fact that the Joker keeps taunting him is just like, "Hey, it's not like you got a girl to save anymore, right? Because I killed her." Yeah.
Oh my god, I
Like
know.
I didn't want to laugh at that when I was a kid, but like the way Mark Hamill delivers it is so freaking
I
funny.
know. It's
I'm just
like you
like,
got a
man, I'm
girl, they save it. I know. It's just the
man, I'm a
maniacal.
bastard for laughing at this, man. Holy crap, I'm terrible, but it's funny though.
I know. Well, if we talk about one of the best endings for a game,
Oh man.
when he goes, "I killed your girlfriend," and it's not even breakfast,
Yeah.
just drinking, and then it's like, I think he drank some of it
Yeah,
already,
when he
and then
wakes
he
up,
had, and I think Joker doesn't know he already had some, and it's like, what are you waiting for? Come on, like, I killed your girlfriend, and it's not even breakfast yet, and then
yeah,
you want to, and he just, I think he still has it. Then it's like, you know, you let me think
he,
about this because it's
yeah,
like, I I try to stop you, I arrest you, but you'll just break out and do it again, and then the
yeah, and
Joker
you
comes
end up
in like he comes in
you
like
made him the
the
running
running
gag,
gag. I think it's
and he
like
stabs his deltoid, and you're just like, he drops the cure. It's Joker's fault. It's
yeah,
Joker's fault. He's too like in Night and in Harley Quinn's Revenge, right? Even the post game of Arkham City, there's still a lot of debate. In Harley Quinn's Revenge, you get to see a lot of the thugs duking it out as far as like, hey, did he kill Joker? Yeah, he did. I was there when it happened. And then one of the thugs is like, no, you weren't. I was there too. Batman came out of the theater carrying Jay. You weren't there. Stupid ass. Yeah.
I
But
think
yeah,
we should wrap up this though for a part
I
two though.
agree. I agree. Like we can go into incredibly autistic detail about the Arkham series, but I think it's a good time to stop right here. Give him one and more.
And it's bad to just go back and doing this on uh, stream Sundays. I don't know. That's a new thing. I don't know,
Why not? Yeah.
but there'd be ways for us to get back in action.
Back in
Back to the
action, yeah.
Future.
Oh yeah, the Looney Tunes back in action, yeah.
That's right.
We're like Batman and Robin, but we're both Batman.
But I'm not Daphne. Oh, wrong Warner Brothers character. So thank you so much for joining us as well. And I think we'll be back next Sunday with I don't know, talking about this, maybe some music. I don't know. We'll be back with anything new, nerd music. And Andres, to take it away to end it all, what sage wisdom do you have for us, as you always do in every episode?
Okay. Okay. Just remember, when you're gliding through the city of Arkham, I'm sorry, when you're gliding through the city of Gotham and you see a crime in progress, do yourself a favor. Stop